Hey, what's going on, all y'all? Welcome back to the worm. Oh, well, it turns out today's not the day to get back to working on the kitchen. What's it been, a few weeks, 3-4 weeks since I did anything on this? The holidays are over, so I'm not going anywhere. All my visitors have come and gone. Worked on a whole lot of other projects. So I thought I'd be getting back to this, but we finally got some real winter here. Supposed to get a variety of inches of snow today, and then maybe clear tomorrow or the next day, and then the same amount of snow again if it doesn't melt. Of course, I'd like to be working on the kitchen, but I've been looking forward to this day for quite some time. I'll show you why. Well, you guys probably already know why. You all know that for the most part, this channel is living out in the woods, building stuff with a chainsaw. But sometimes I need a break, and I love to learn how to do new, strange, non-ordinary things. I'm really not a contrarian, but it always tweaks me a little bit when you see somebody doing something and you go, oh, that'd be pretty fun to learn, and other people say, oh, you can't learn to do that. Like, you know, you hear some rattle in your car and you say, oh, I'm gonna figure out how to fix that. You know what it is? No, I don't know it, but I'll figure it out. Oh no, you got to leave that to the professionals. No, you don't. Over the years, I've been to a few tattoo parlors, and I always think it's so interesting to watch the artist tattooing, and always wonder, how do you do it? What do you have to know? So for a couple years, I've been interested in learning to do it. Not to tattoo on people. I just want to see what it's like to actually hold the machine, work the machine, make the lines, doing shading or in coloring, color packing. I just, don't have any idea how it's done. It's probably 3 or 4 times in the last 3 or 4 years I've spent quite a few hours looking into it. Like, what kind of machine do you get? What kind of ink do you need? How do you learn this stuff? And it's just gotten to be so complicated that I've given up. There are about 10 different things you need to get. You need to get not only the machine, but all sorts of different kinds of needles and inks, and of course the machine, what some people call a tattoo gun. The tattoo machine doesn't come with a power supply, so you got to find the right power supply. I don't know. It was just too much for me, having no history and I don't know anybody that's ever done tattoos. But not too long ago, I decided to go the ultra cheap route just to try it out. I despise the fact that people say this stuff in videos like this, and that I'm going to say it to you. Don't be an idiot. Just because you see somebody trying something online doesn't mean you should go do it. You should tattoo your eyeballs or your kids or your cats. You're going to get the standard ringworm declaration. There's nothing you're going to learn from me. I don't know what I'm doing pretty much ever. Now that I've said that, this is going to be hella fun. I'm so excited. I don't know if you've noticed this before. Let's see if I can do it. You ever see this toolbox sitting up here? It's been up there for a while. Tito found it, gave it to me, and I got it the same day that my cheapo Amazon tattoo kit came in. So this is my 1,000-pound tattoo toolbox. Let's see if I can get it down without blowing my back out. Oh, there's not that much weight inside it. I think most of this weight's the box. Oh. If you do know anything about tattooing, or if you're interested in getting into tattooing, I'm really serious. I would not watch this video, because whatever I end up doing with this stuff is not going to be art. It's not going to be good tattooing, and it's definitely not going to be clean. There are going to be no sterile techniques out here in the woods. I mean, really, I don't even have power, so like, how much can you expect from me? So altogether, I've got about $100 invested here. There's this one box from Amazon. Came with, I don't know, 50 different needle packs, a really cheap, weak, crappy machine, a bunch of what I assume are garbage inks. We've got a little power supply, and then of course I got some rubber gloves that I already had out here. Oh, the other thing I bought are some fake skins. So of course, did you think I was going to practice on myself? I think I remember hearing back in the day that new tattoo artists would practice on like fruit, like maybe banana or an orange skin or something. But now they make this all sorts of different thicknesses and qualities of this cool rubber stuff that you can tattoo on. The kit came with a couple of these pieces, which is, I think, 1 millimeter thick. And as I understand, don't learn anything. I think you're generally tattooing like 1.5 or 2 millimeters into the skin. So I did pick up some, I think this is 3 millimeter thick stuff. The really good stuff can be like, I don't know, $20 a sheet for this stuff, and this was considerably less. I think I got 8 or 10 pieces of this for that price, so I'm sure it's not anything like skin, but I think it'll hold some ink. So here's what I suggest. You could tell me if you'll go along with this or not. I'm just going to get a bunch of this stuff out, kind of lay it out. I've done a little bit of reading. I don't really know how to use it, but I also don't know how to build cabins or anything like that, and I did it, so I'll just tell you why I'm going to do something a certain way, and then we'll screw around with it, see if it works. Oh, need packing tape. Tape this down. We got to go back out into the winter. You know, it just hit me. I don't know if this project is going to be recordable. Of course, I only use a GoPro, and GoPros don't focus up close and they don't zoom in really. Well, we'll just see what happens. Maybe we can shoot a little bit on the iPhone. God, it's pretty out here. I love a new snow. Oh yes, anything else we need from in here? Power tools, chainsaw helmet, bugs, ammo. Oh, you know what? Got one other thing we could try. I don't know if it'll be of any use in this project, but saved up some birthday money and Christmas money and a bunch of others for a lot of months. So funny that all the money I make goes into making ringworm videos. Every penny. And this little expenditure is 100% for you. It's not for me. Finally got a camera that goes on my both my microscopes. You know, they've got 2 eyepieces and then a third one. And I bought the microscopes that way, what was that, a couple years ago. Just knew that someday I'd want to get a camera for it. So now, instead of me looking through the microscope at a bug or a flower or whatever, and then taking a picture for you guys a different way, I can put the camera right on the microscope, take the picture at the same time. So hopefully you guys get to see a lot more and a lot better resolution, but it might be cool to do a little tattooing and then throw the tattoo, the rubber, the fake skin underneath the microscope and take some pictures. I don't know what it'll look like, but let's try it. There's a small chance that if you know anything about tattooing, you'll say, he's never done this before. It looks like he knows a couple little tricks. And I was just at a tattoo place recently, like a couple weeks ago, with Sarah. And I looked a lot at how the artist was setting things up. I noticed that she plastic wrapped everything to keep the ink off of it. So we're going to do that. And I saw some packing tape around. Does seem like that would stick well to cling wrap, so let's try that. I don't mind making a mess of things, but getting ink inside my desk here and all the open cracks would kind of suck. Over Christmas I was at Sarah's for a couple days when I got all this stuff, and I pulled it out, made a few lines. That's it. Just black. Tried to see if I could cut through a piece of fake skin with a needle. You sure can. And that's as far as I got. Never got back doing it again. So this is basically the first time. And you guys know how how weird I am about the way I like to learn things and get into new things is just figure it out by myself. Of course, if you just got all this in a box, you'd have no idea what to do with it. So over the years, I have watched a few videos, most of which I forgot, all of which I forgot. But a month or two ago, before I bought all this stuff, I kind of refreshed myself just in what the pieces are. But this is going to be really fun. Since this is not ever going to touch human skin, doesn't matter if I get germs all over it or accidentally, you know, sneeze or whoops, or drool in the ink cups or drop them on the, I hope I don't drop them on the floor, but let's just plug this thing in and throw some stuff together and see if we can figure out how to make a line. Get some extra light going here. Oh, you know what? It's just as well that I didn't ever try doing this before. I finally had to go to the store and get myself reading glasses a couple days ago, and I don't like it. Although it is astounding how much you can see. What do you think? Do I look old? I feel old. God, you can see so much though. So why don't we just try drawing some lines here. The kit did come with a bunch of different kinds of needle cartridges, so let's see what we have. 1205 RL, so that's 12 gauge needles, 5 needles, all in a pack, RL, round liner. So liner, all the needles are bunched together like that, 5 needles. I guess one huge downside of getting these super cheap kits is, like, if the whole kit was 60 bucks, what's this machine worth? Like 5? And it just doesn't have any power, so the needles that it comes with, they're all quite small. Like I think the most needles in any one of these is 5. So if you're doing tattooing a line, it is going to be a skinny little line. I think it'd be normal to use like a 7 or 9 or 11 or something like that. But since this thing has no power and that's all we got, let's try a 5 round liner. One little trick I noticed is sticking some petroleum jelly to the table so your ink caps don't slide around. That's a good trick. And I got a black, and we'll try some orange, see what happens. Maybe we'll just do the black for now. Whoa, I had way too much coffee today. Look at my hand shake. Been drinking coffee for about 4 or 5 hours. There we go. Crank it up a bit. What shall we try? 8? I guess you can, when you're beginning, you can set this so the needles are exactly the depth you want to go on the skin. But then when you stick it in, you're going to have to put it all the way down and let this run on the skin, which I think makes it a lot harder to see what you're doing. This is all just theory though, obviously. Hey, that looks like something. Oh, I see. The whole thing is vibrating off the table. Maybe we can't do it right on the edge. That's a thing. Not very dark. Maybe I ran out of ink. I'm pretty good with my hands, but I am no artiste. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Just making shapes. I don't know. Deep enough? Not deep enough? You tell me. To me that looks like GU, so let's finish Guck it is. I have no idea how deep I went, if it should be more or less. I do remember, let's try something. If you imagine this on someone's skin, if you go way too slow, you basically just cut the skin. I think we should try that. No, I think it was bouncing too much. Not cut at all. That's a pretty good tattoo right there. If you ever wanted 4 bars unequally spaced, one with a little hook on the top, I'm your guy. Man, something's got to give. I got too many. I'm overloaded in the brain right now. I really thought if I was going to do a little tattoo and I should be listening to music, we can eliminate that. I can't deal with the glasses at the same time too. Okay, we got 2 cameras, tattooing, some lights. Let's give this a try. Wow, the shake in my hand is horrible. I actually don't feel like it's in my hand. I feel like this is, oh yeah, this is vibrating. Well, that's the worst thing I've ever seen. I know, let's make this unreasonably hard. Let's see if we can do the perfect freehand circle with no idea what I'm doing. Jeez, that is hard. That's not a circle, that's a yin-yang. Ooh, unfortunately, it's going to need some perfect circles on the inside there. No problem. I could do it. Kind of hard to color them in. Maybe that's not what this needle's for. Hey, that doesn't look too bad. I was just wondering, can you switch from one color to the other and use the same needle, or do you have to switch the needles out? But you can. I remember seeing them do it. You just have to have a cup of water. You take the needle with the black ink, you run it in there, it cleans it out, and then you could switch colors. So I don't have anything in here to use as like a cup. I think I have one cup in the lean-to. I'll be back. You stay here. You stay warm. I'll make you run out there and do it. You're just freaking standing there watching all the time. God. How about an old jelly jar and some ringworm water? That's sanitary. Come on. What out here is sanitary? Absolutely nothing. Which is kind of strange when you think about it, because you never get sick out here. Ooh, yeah. That's satisfying. I should say, this is the needle I used for a couple minutes the first time I did this. And I just did this, ran it in water, but there were still a couple chunks in there. This is how you do it out here. All right, I've already run up against my limits as an artist. I can't draw or just think of something to do. You know what? It did come with stencil stuff. Maybe I can find something to stencil. Check it out. Huge score. Boom, we got axes. I forgot I had Sarah print me out a sheet of ringworm appropriate first tattoo. Not you know, that kind of thing. Not this kind of thing. Yeah, let's try doing a bunch of these. There'd be something good on there. It's just gonna be one of those days. A lot of in and out. Do you believe that in all of the worm, there's not a single normal pencil? I just need a pencil, like a mechanical pencil or a regular old yellow pencil. Nothing. I got about 1,000 carpenter's pencils. So I took a razor blade and I sharpened it as much as I could. I'm gonna draw some pretty fine lines. I think I know how to do these stencils, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's see just how sharp we can get this thing. Oh, this is gonna work great. I don't think I'm gonna choose one of these. I think I'm just gonna trace them all. Is that a mistake? I don't know. Wow, those are gonna be really hard to see. I guess we're not gonna do them all. We'll do the ones I can see. Let's see, jeez, oh Pete's. Yeah, unless it's on a white background, I can barely see those edges. It'd be cool if I had something to put light underneath this. There's probably a trick, but I don't know it. This one I can see. Yeah, this really makes me realize that I have chainsaw hands and not artist hands. So let's see if we pull these out, I think. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish axes. Now we just need a pen. And I believe we just trace over this yet again. Man, it is not very good work light in here. That would have made more sense just to do one of these at a time instead of doing all 5, because there's a good chance this isn't even working. But we're in it now. Let's just keep going. Oh yeah, there's also holes in my desk every now and then. That's alright. I found a blue ballpoint pen instead of black, so you can really see which line you've already traced and which you haven't. Let's see how we did here. You can see some of it doesn't look like it's traced, but that's just because my pen wasn't rolling ink very easily on this paper. Pretty good. Oh, nope. That one looks pretty good. That'll probably work. I mean, there are some lines on there. That one, little stump, looks alright. That one looks horrible. Didn't pick up even the outline. This one, tried to do all the complications in there. Looks like I didn't press hard enough. These are also insanely cheap supplies, so I don't know, maybe the good stuff would just work better. God, it's so much fun to learn new stuff like this. Even if the end you end up sucking at it, it's just fun to do. Just something different. You know, I was thinking it'd be cool is if I ever actually figure out how to do a decent little tattoo, maybe I'll have to do it on a fresh piece of fake skin, and I could I could make my own little picture frame. Could make a bunch of them if I enjoy doing it in the future, and we'll hang them on the wall as a piece of garbage art. Oh, Ryan, you're such a great garbage artist. I know. You know what the problem is? I bet these axes and hatchets are imprinted in my desk now. Yep, I can see them a little bit. It's my work surface here is cedar. It's a little too soft. I pushed really hard on that one and it still didn't get much more ink coming through. So we'll just choose one of these that actually came out all right. Guess we can think of something else to trace right here. What do we have around here? You know what we could do? I wonder if one of my chainsaw manuals has a black drawing, just a line drawing of a chainsaw. I'd have to go back out in the snow again, but it might be worth it before I cut this page up. How about anatomy and physiology book? Why in the hell would I have that sitting on a shelf? I don't know, I like to read this stuff. Does it have any good black and white line drawings? Not really. How about human biology? Oh, and look at, we've got 2 still manuals. That's not in the workshop, that's on the reading shelf. That's for education. Human biology, anything in there would work. We could do some molecules. We could do adenosine triphosphate. We could tattoo some naked people. That'd be nice. The human heart. We could tattoo a human eyeball, but I don't think I can see that through that transfer paper. If you had an iPad or something, I wonder if I could use my phone. If you could find a picture on there, or if you took a picture like a screenshot, you could edit the contrast way up or make it black and white. What if you could lay the paper on top of your phone, trace with the pencil really lightly so you're not going to break the screen or anything? I wonder if that would work. Let's try chainsaws. I don't know, this is out of date. 2022. Where are the chainsaws? Who needs weed eaters? Weed eaters are for wimps. All the saws are black and orange. Well, if we're going to do it, we're going to get a man saw here. None of this little pruning crap. 251. Yeah, we could do that because I have one. Show us a big saw here. Where's the 661? There it is. Let's try it. Let's try the 661. Jeez, I don't know. All these tiny lines. Well, we'll just guess at them. We'll end up with a weird looking chainsaw probably, but that's alright. We don't know what we're doing anyway. Can you see anything? Because I can't see anything. Oh yeah, I guess I can go back afterwards and put the detail in from the picture. That's not too bad. Sort of looks like a chainsaw. Maybe the cover of my computer is a little harder. See if that'll transfer. Still not drawing, but I bet it's picking up some ink. Let's see, is it working? Ah, you turd. You gotta take that paper out of there. Oh, now it's not gonna work. Whoa, check this out. Look at the chainsaw coming through the paper. That's cool. So it did pick up some ink. I don't know, maybe it's enough. I say we do this one first because it's the easiest. Little alcohol, where are we gonna put it? Let's put it right there. Now I did hear somewhere that Speed Stick works to put stencils on. Maybe it was just a joke. They're like, somebody will actually try this at some point if we tell them that. It smells very nice, just like my pits. Hopefully that was enough. Put your votes in. You think it's going to work? I'm doubtful. Hey, sort of. That's not bad. I probably shouldn't even say this because clearly this has nothing to do with tattooing people. It does keep going through my head. This would be really freaking difficult if you also had to worry about keeping everything sterile. And once you start tattooing, you've got, you know, blood and plasma and stuff all over. I can't even imagine. And since we don't know any difference, let's go back to, what did I have it at? 8? Let's go 8. I mean, even that, touching this and then touching this, of course you'd have to have it bagged or something, but I don't know, I can't imagine. Those of you that know how to do this, I'm in awe already. And I'm sorry if you're out there watching this. This must be really painful. A little bit of Vaseline, is it going to take it off? Nope, must be dry. Oh, my hand is not steady enough going in that direction. That was horrible. Good thing is we can turn this around. That's better. I don't know if that's too fast, too slow. Hard to say. Oh, that was not a straight line. You jerky. Wow, axes aren't perfect. That's what I always say. I can feel the pulse in my hand. Just going boom, boom, boom. This is seriously fun. Oops, went off my line. Oh, I don't know if, I don't feel like it's making very much color. Maybe I'm going too fast. Let's see if we tore it at all. Nope, we didn't. It's still in one piece. The line's just not very dark. I wonder if I gotta go slower or I don't know. I may just have run out of ink. I don't know how much you're supposed to have or how you know if it runs out. If you put too much, then you're just pushing a big blob around. You can't see the needles, says the professional. All right, that's my masterpiece. I'll clean it up and show it to you. I did pretty good, I gotta say. I mean, my lines are a little wiggly and they don't quite connect. Want to see it? $5. Here's the original. And there's the ringworm version. Oh, I guess maybe we can switch the needles, do black, and I can try coloring all that in. Alright, I'm practiced enough. Let's go for the chainsaw. That's got so much tiny detail, I probably can't even see it. Perfect. You probably wouldn't want to use your own personal deodorant on the person you're tattooing either. Do you think you use an old stick or a new stick? Sort of worked. Yeah, you could see where I didn't press through enough. We'll have to work on that. Maybe I just need like a sharper pen or something. I think I can fudge that though. I'll just have to start with the spots that are kind of washed out. Actually, I think I've seen this done before. I think you can just use a Sharpie. Wish I had a fine point Sharpie. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I think if I had some fatter needle cartridges, that the little squiggles on the lines might not be as visible. Doesn't matter. It's just a thought. Yeah, that's a big blob. Can't see anything. Oh, I feel like those were pretty straight. Hey, that was pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's all be impressed. Let's have a look at our reference photo here. So let's see, that's a black part in there. There's the line going down. So we just need that to separate the white from the orange. Now, I think I'm going to switch this out and try one of the other needles in there, but I kind of want to see if I can fill something in just with this liner. It's hard to get it filled right up to the edge. Partly because you can't see it once you put a bunch of ink on it. Well, somebody'd have a big hole in their arm right there by now if I was the real deal. Kind of ruining it. Okay, let's try a different kind. So this one, in my understanding, it's 5 needles, so this should be like that. It says M1, and then the other one that's curved is more like that on the ends, which seems like it'd be good for like blending colors or something, but I don't know, in my brain, this nice sharp corner would be easier for getting in the corners, all the little tiny corners. I don't know if that's how it works, but let's give it a try. And you know what, just so I don't accidentally tattoo my filthy hands, let's go ahead and unplug that thing. Don't you just love tools like this? Like a chainsaw and a hammer and a sewing machine and everything. You got to know how to use all of them. Oh yeah, I can see the difference. You probably can't see it, but when we're done here, maybe we'll just finish this one. I'll put these needles under the microscope and we can have a look-see. I don't know if you can see it. See how the needles are all in a line? Instead of a tight pack. You know what I also need is a headlamp. Or maybe I'm inventing something new. Low light tattooing. Low light tattoo studio at Ringworm. Yeah, there's absolutely zero chance I could do this without stupid glasses. They're not stupid, they're amazing. They're amazing. And Ryan, you look great in them too. Sweet. Oh, I can already tell that's way easier. You know what's harder than learning to tattoo in a cabin in the woods on a snowy day? Is freaking film it. Kind of making me crazy. A little more. Don't be a chicken. Okay, I like it. I like it. All right, let's do some orange. Ooh, before it's dark, you should really take a look outside. 3 inches today, not bad. Although if you look at the snowfall underneath the trees, it's significantly less. So there might be, we might have got 4. My first tattoo color ever. Ooh. This is the one I cut the top off of when I got this, thinking I was going to try it, and I never did, and it just ink everywhere. Guess we don't need much, we're just doing that little tiny area. You know, while we got these needles on here, and I got black in there, let's shade something. What should we shade? Let's shade like the edge of this thing a little bit. Man, I am not an artist. If somebody told me what should be shaded, I could then do it. Just making a mess. That looks pretty bad. If that went up there, it'd be kind of dark back there. Right? Be like here. Oh, you know what? In the picture, this whole thing was black. Put a whole bunch on here and see if it's, see how long it takes to saturate the whole thing. Probably a very long time. Let's crank it up. Let's go to 10. What do you think? I bet that is barely gray. Barely. One thing is surprising is how much time it takes just to fill in solid black. I went over this a few times and it's still not completely saturated. I don't know if that's the fake skin or the ink, or maybe I'm doing something wrong. Looks like it's still got a little black stuck inside there. That's all right. Okay, team. No, going outside the lines on this one. Ooh, that's going to be tough. I don't even know how to do this. Of course I don't know how to do this. God, it's watery. Oh, you know why? There's probably still water inside that after I cleaned it out. Now what do we do? Just keep going, see what happens. Wow. It's really fun, and I have complete appreciation for, I mean, the thing with the tattoo artist, I'm thinking tattoo. The key is the artist part. I mean, anybody that can make any tattoo not look like a cartoon is props. Another thing I'm reminded of is bright fluorescent orange added with black does not equal bright fluorescent orange. It's very much brown. There's not an orange bit to that at all. And that's what it started from. Well, I don't think anybody in their right mind would start freehanding stuff and playing with colors until you can even make a straight line. So this is going to be really fun to play with. A great snow day project. As much as I hate to look stuff up, I might just look up and see if there's a way to clean these out, because not using them on skin, just doing a little bitty thing like this, it seemed like I could just keep them and reuse them. I skipped lunch today and it's already well into dinner time, so tomorrow we'll get the microscope out real quick and look at all this stuff, just see what it looks like. See you then. If anybody wants to clean these out for me, that'd be stellar. Oh well, good morning to you. It's gorgeous outside, it's cold. I could stay in here and eat granola for breakfast, but I really need some poached eggs, so we'll see you in a couple minutes. Oh man, eggs are so good, aren't they? Perfect food. So I'm such a nerd that Sarah and I don't know if this will make any sense to anyone. Sarah and I were recently talking about the Schrodinger equation. I won't even attempt to explain what the equation is, what it means, what it's for. But Last night I was looking for some text to try to tattoo. So I went online, got a few different versions of the equation, and then I got lost for like an hour taking notes. And I eventually, if you're interested, I eventually settled on trying to tattoo the, let's see, is this time independent version of the equation? When you go to a tattoo studio, they generally have a printer that prints out the stencils. But I pulled up the equation on my phone, on the phone screen, and then I traced over the phone screen. And then you have to trace it again, and then you have to tattoo it. By the time you go through all those steps, stuff doesn't look that good anymore. Especially something like that that has straight, some straight lines in it. It looks like garbage. But it was fun. All right, let's throw this all into the microscope, see what it looks like. This is an enormous pain to set up, so hopefully I still use it. I mean, during the summer, I think I'll just leave this set up all the time on the microscope. Still, an enormous pain only means like 4 minutes, so it's not that big a deal, I guess. Oh, yeah. There's the pain part, is you have to use a computer. Oh, cool. You can definitely see all the individual needle holes. That's interesting. See them around the edge of the line there? Each individual one, how perfectly spaced they are. Wonder if they're supposed to be like that. You can see if you went a lot slower, you'd be putting almost a needle back in the same hole. That might not be too good. Man, the refresh rate on this thing is quite low. I think there's some settings you could screw with, but oh yeah, look, you can see where the orange, not brown, orange went outside the line there a little bit. Wow, that is one wonky looking chainsaw. It's kind of hard to get it right in focus. I don't know what the deal is. Just out of curiosity, let's just pick one of those lines. Woo. Give it a zoom. Jeez, when you zoom in that far, it's not even really recognizable as needle holes anymore. Isn't that weird? Cool, now the exciting part. Oh, actually, I'm going to see if I cut through this anywhere, if I tattoo too slowly. Oh yeah, there's a little piece on the W. W. That would definitely be bad for the skin, wouldn't it? Now for the fun part, let's look at these dirty needles and see if they're dull yet. Yeah, you can see the needles inside the cartridge with some black ink stuck to it. We'll push this and pop the needles out the end, see what they look like. Ooh. I mean, everything looks disgusting. Like, you put your fingertips under a microscope, you'll want to cut your hands off. Those are gross looking, just packed with stuff, huh? So that's the liner. You can see they're all 5 needles all in a circle there. Let's look at the shader, see if we can see them all flat together. You can see those are all wrapped further down the needles. It's not till they get down there a ways that you can see the individual ones. We'll push them out the end. Ooh, those are a lot cleaner. Of course, they were only used once, and man, they still look really sharp. I mean, even a very sharp knife or a razor blade, you put it under here and it looks like it's all dinged up, but yeah, those are still sharp. 5 needles, so now you can see they're in 2 lines, 2 on top and 3 on the bottom. I wonder if there's a trick to cleaning these out. Of course, nobody would reuse them. Maybe run it in alcohol or something. Yeah, you know, we did it, folks. We did it. Now we know how to tattoo not people in a very disartistic way. Hey, don't ever be afraid to try stupid stuff like this just because you want to. You're not going to become a tattoo artist. You're not going to tattoo people. You just want to know how it works. Just do it. I mean, invest $100 in some crappy supplies and just screw with it. See what happens. People always want to know you know, what is that thing you're using? Where do I get it? Whatever. I would not recommend this because I think I just picked by price when I looked on Amazon, but I'll leave a link in the description if you want to pick up one of these sets. And of course, because it's YouTube, it's online, I have to use the disclaimer. Don't use it on people. Just screw around with it. See what it's like. Alright, I just looked it up. I've got a day and a half of nice clear weather like this before we get another 6 inches, 6 to 8 inches in a couple days. So I better get outside and working, otherwise you won't have your next video. I don't really want to go out there right now. I just want to stay here and do this. I know this is not the usual ringworm video, but I think I'm going to do some more of these because when I try to put out a video every week, especially in the winter, short days, bad weather, it's really hard for me to physically get enough work done to make the video and get it edited and out to you. So I might keep learning random things like this and showing you what I find out. The most important thing we learned from this video, Ryan is not an artist. That's okay. That's try number 1. I'm gonna keep working at it. I'll show you down the road. Thanks for watching. See you guys next week.